What's up, everyone? And we are back. I live chat. There we go. Sales done for the day, for the week. Today, something kind of still getting the area back in order. I really got to figure out how to do that sale better. But here we are. I am back. There are some options. I can polish a stone. Perhaps this fire agate I could do some work on, or another one. Um, I could do another one of these heart wraps. We could start playing around with the Wizard Gnome Duck of Destiny. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there, but I'm going to do something. Or a plethora of things. Like, I have options. I just kind of went live because there are peeps out there who watch my live content. And a lot of them prefer the crafting side of things, and I don't blame them. I actually prefer doing the crafting. I wish things just sold the minute I got done making them. Heck, if they did, it'd be I could lower all my prices. Anyway, hey, now you listen here. The wizard gnome duck that just spontaneously manifested when I dropped that molten metal into the cup of water. I can't even tell you how many times I have repeated that to try and see if I could get a body. Like, you know what? Sold. We're just gonna melt some metal and see if I can get another piece of the wizard gnome duck. Because I can. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that because my room is cold and I need to get heat in here. And if I do that, I have to close my door because that melting doesn't. My fire alarm does. One of my fire alarms does not like the stuff that comes off of it. But mark my words, it will become a thing. Kind of was planning on doing another one of these wire wraps for the hearts. I've got quite a few different hearts to work with. These two I'm holding back for now. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to a wow. Normally my surprise ones don't get this many people in chat. Let's see. I probably will need wire for this project. Now, mind you, in my highly distractible state of being, I absolutely am open to requests right now. Oh, you got a notification? No way. That's shocking. I had almost started to think that maybe they would which fire agate, because the one I finished, it's all right, but I know it's hard. Oh, water. Yeah, okay. There's color buried in this one, and I know there's color buried in that one. And I am going to get that color out, and I'm gonna turn this into an amazing piece, along with a couple other pieces. Really? Wow, that's a lot of notifications. I'm shocked. Yeah, Faith, I would actually like, as silly as it's gonna sound, patience. Oh, I need to keep in mind that had to set my vape to super high because I don't have any of the low stuff I use. Gotta be careful with it. Anyway, I just got an order of, and it'll be here next week. Um, I almost passed on it because I'm just not doing great with money wise, but there's it's it's different. Like, is that might be a little short. But yeah, so I almost passed on it, but they're like a lot of really nice pieces, and it was $100 for 10 pieces of decent-ish rough. The same person that I got this piece of rough from, that I'm still working on, and it's the type of come up I could not say no to. I haven't yet, Pro. Uh, I've got it set up, and there's resin in the tank. I just haven't gotten it printing yet. I need to. I'm gonna probably go strain the tank this week. Okay, wire. We're gonna go with 28 gauge and square. That one, that Faith, I have a feeling that one's gonna turn into a new bracelet. Because, one second, I'll be right back. I've been wire wrapping for years now. I started this project after my first year, and I think I could do so much better. I just, I, although I don't see me starting that bracelet anytime soon, but something's coming out great, and I've got some good ones that'll be showing up here that I'm working myself. 28 gauge wire. ADD. By the way, I appreciate the people who hit the like button, even though I'm like distracted as it gets. Thank you so much, and thanks for just coming and hanging out. Like, Will, hello. Wait, why am I seeing hi Will before that's why. Give me a second. Cool. There we go. It could look so cool. but that's a project for another day. I might as well make this a tutorial. Thank you, Faith. So first, I'm gonna need a pair of nylon pliers. I don't technically like need them, but they do help. When you're working with square wire and it gets like all bent up and twisted and stuff, and you want it to be like perfectly straight, take a pair of nylon pliers. You can see that I have absolutely shredded these. I need a new pair. You squeeze and you pull it through. And this will straighten it and realign your edges so that it's not all twisty and stuff. Also, if you feel like you want the wire harder than it is, um, I always get dead soft. I'm not gonna do it here, but you can twist and then pull at an angle and do that several times, and it will work harden the wire a bit. I don't do that often because hardened wire I I I should probably do that. These are just mashed. I thought about actually trying to make my own, but also that's a lot of work and I don't think it's quite necessary. All right. So for this design, I start out by holding the wires together and bending them together. This makes it so as I start tying the wires together, they'll just fall right into place for me. Make sure I didn't go too far for this type of stone. You can, and I have done it, Lindy, but it's risky, especially if you're using anything other than corundum and diamonds, basically. Uh, Free stones going in, it's not that big of a deal, although after the stones are in, I figure it might as well just be as hard as possible. But that's just me. Um, I don't know if other people handle it differently, to be fair. Okay. And then I take the halfway point of my 20 gauge. I'm going to back my camera up and because when you're wire wrapping and you've got a piece of wire flipping everywhere and a bunch of gemstones. Yeah, I figured you didn't, but I would hate to give somebody the impression that it can be done and, you know, mess up a stone or something. I figured you didn't. Yes, I have definitely, for instance, when I'm wire wrapping with 8 gauge or so, and I'm trying to get one of those really tight or, those curves, I'll get it halfway there and then I'll anneal it and I'll work it more and then I'll anneal it more. I think that might be a closer answer to what you're meaning to ask. I've never tried to use the softening technique to fix a mistake, though, and now that you asked the question, I'm wondering if that can be done, because that would be very convenient. Dead soft, it's much easier to fix a mistake, but once it's hardened, as I'm sure you know, it's got memory to it. I had not thought of that before. Good question, thank you. Anything to help spark thinking. And today, I'm just wrapping a cute little ruby and zoisite. I've had this stone for about 2 years, actually. Just never quite felt like it was time. It sure can. Lindy, with you here real quick, I wanna show you something. 'Cause I've showed you a little bit. I know you've seen the crystal point one, but I've been working more on my own gemstones that I've collected. I think this one here is one of my favorites because I had worked my the agate and then that garnet's from near Butte. The agate's from somewhere in Montana, and I did all the polishing on both of those. And these two, I know you saw this one, of course, a Rock Creek Sapphire. I need to get me some better abrasive discs. Thank you. All with a Dremel. Here's the well, okay, and a tile saw for the early parts. Here's the really impressive one. See this faceted stone? I faceted a gemstone with a Dremel, mostly because I was told that it was impossible. I'm not saying I faceted it perfectly or anything, although I mean compared to some facets that I've picked up, I'm not off by much. Alrighty. Now, so I wrap like 5 in each direction. Starts I guess I should wrap this over here a couple more times just to make sure it's nice and even. Perfect. And then I slip this wire up nice and snug. Yeah, me too, Lindy. Like, and I want to take a moment real quick to, to have some humility. Often think of the magic I could learn to do if I could afford to have decent equipment or even basic equipment. Like, I really, really, really want the lapidary machine off vevor their faceting machine. I've been told 100 times that that faceting machine's a POS and it will never do anything and blah blah blah. But those are the same people who've told me that I can't do what I do now. I would love to see what I could learn to do with the proper equipment and maybe even proper training. I have applied for a couple places in town. Lindy, I would like to give you a new link to buy those from, please. Pretty, 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 please. Or actually, as a matter of fact, for anything you buy off of Vevor, um, I could, yeah. And as a matter of fact, like if you picked up their lapidary, the Cab King one, that would be a purchase that would actually I would get 10% of that. I have a feeling would get me close to being able to say, "Hey guys, send me the fasting machine and put my account back to 0." I don't know that they would accept that, but that's pretty much all I want from them anyway. Like that's the whole reason I okay, after this stream, can I will go pull the link. Yeah. Yeah. I can't I don't I don't have enough screen space right now to do it. If I had my other screen working, I could pull the link right now for you. How much is the water distiller? I have to redo all my links. So this is actually gonna help me that you're getting me to do this right now. There we go. Are you talking about the alcohol still? I mean, it's basically the same thing, I'm guessing from my experience. If it'll distill alcohol, it'll distill water too. I at least got it logged in. I can pull the. I could see the use of that. Again, I'm doing a 5-2 on both sides. And every couple of reproductions of the pattern, you can either use your. What did I do with those? Your nylons or actually, you don't even need to do that. You can use two pairs of pliers. Just be careful. Use one pair to hold metal. The other pair you just kind of slide, and it will push your wire down, making it tighter looking. Um, People prefer that in the patterns for wire wrapping. Thank you. 1.05? Oh no, the 1.01, I'm guessing. I would really, really appreciate it too with that little hiccup I had with vevor trying to tell me that, you know, said purchase wasn't made the last time someone used it to make a purchase. I'd like to see if they're being honest after that or not. I do need to redo all my links. Can I get a coupon? Lindy, if you refresh, you will see in the description a link. It might be the right one, it might not be. I am curious. I haven't, like I said, I've had issues with vevor on this so far, so I am curious to see, to learn more. I'm curious to learn more. I actually put the update video for the engraver now that I am way better at engraving than I used to be. I put that video on hold, which has this entire pendant on hold because of that little mix up. Gonna need two or three more. In the description, it could be. I'm not sure. It's too long for me to type in chat. Oh well, like 100 characters too long for chat. Oh wait, silly me. Lindy, I'm guessing since the kind people at huh, I guess I don't have your email. It would be in the description, not the chat. On your phone, you would have to close the chat to be able to see it, I believe. I can just text it to you after. Um, I haven't heard anything back from the Gem and Mineral Society. I'm guessing that means they denied my application to vend there, or are they still working on those decisions? Sweet. I don't want to be in too much of a hurry. This is why wire wrapping takes patience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I always find it helps to figure out the length of one side, count how many repetitions of the pattern, and then just do the same amount for the other. 4, 5. Weird thing is it always seems to end up being the same amount of repetitions, no matter the size of the stone, and that just logically does not add up. And you can smoosh the wire downwards as many times as you need. I hope I found the right one. Probably didn't find the right one. Or perhaps I did just find the right one. No, no. Uh, Apologies. Cannot reply. Yeah, I can. She was a super patient and kind supporter. She's wanting the link to the stream. I'm giving her the link to the stream. Okay. She ain't worried about that. Good. I'm back to this. Nine. 3 more repetitions to go. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 reps. Sweet. So I did find the right link then? Okay. I think I had emailed them a while back and I even sent a text message and they had said that they were in the process of figuring it out, but and then the market stuff happened and I was like, "Mm, I don't, not even sure if I want to try prep up for some festivals and but that would be that is on my bucket list. I actually want to vend that for the experience. Like that seems like it would just be a fun show to get to do. Heck, I'd like to be able to do demos. Like I may be trying to sell there, but I would probably at the very least do the $5 wire wrap. Well, shit, you can't make a $5 wire wrap ring these days, but you know, okay, this is not even, and I'm not exactly sure why. I'm sorry. I it honestly would not shock me. In all honesty, it wouldn't. Although I haven't seen your link yet, so I don't know if I sent you the exact same one or possibly their new model. All right. Here's kind of the tricky part is this crossover. You want the wires to pretty much line up with each other. And then I switch. So I basically tie them up together because the wire that's wrapping around this one now wrap around the other and vice versa. I'll do that a couple times. And now it's held together nice and secure. I will have to say something to them about that though, because technically I believe those codes are supposed to come with like an extra 5% discount as well as an incentive to get people to buy from us. Also, their affiliate program is technically newish. I believe it's only been going for a year or two. So I guess if I'm gonna put some philosophical thought into this, I should probably give their corporation at least some of the grace that I would give to a person. If it was a single seller trying to work out the bugs in their website, I would have grace. I would understand. It's not a walk in the park and blah blah blah. Call Neil in the morning or evening. Okay. I've been afraid to because I don't want to pester anybody, but at the same time, I'm getting to the point where perhaps I need to start being the squeaky wheel a little more. Advocate for myself a little better. Not something I'm good at. Well, hey guys, if I'm like drifting out of frame, let me know, please. Tied these two together, and to give it almost like a woven feel, I'm going to, well, yeah, no, actually, I that was exactly what I was thinking of. And I know who you're talking about. She is so kind because she was next to you last year during the Wire Wrap show. That was the second time I met her, and, like, she was super excited to see me again, called me the king of wire wrapping, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, hey, like, that is super kind, but I'm not quite that good." Like, I would never wanna, like, take take away from her what she's got going on there. She's so awesome. Totally be down to collaborate with her, but probably not there. Yeah, I wouldn't wanna get in her way. She does some cool and beautiful work. Like, she does something I cannot, and I know it for a fact. Because for 2 years in a row, I've come home from that and tried. And I can sum it up in 3 words. One of them I don't like using, and I wish I had a better word. Like, actually, I would love a better adjective, and that's simple. 'Cause it's really not, but it looks like like, I look at it, I'm like, "Oh, I could do that easily," and then I was like, simple, elegant, and secure. Because 'cause I've seen the backsides of her work, it's clean, but it's simple, like, it's heck, I just did one yesterday and, like, I it bugs me, I can't do them that clean and that small like she does. I was very impressed. Very talented. So I love that particular gem and mineral show for a few reasons. One of them being it was during that specific event that I got the first time I went, there was this, lady with a silversmithing bench set up doing a demonstration, and I thought it was really cool seeing, like, the torch and stuff, and I think that I talked with her a bit about, like, the torch and such, because I was thinking at that point, I was only thinking of melting down my metal to remake wire and make new wire. I It hadn't crossed my mind that there was a whole nother stuff that could be done. Thank God too, because melting your scrap just to turn back into wire for wire wrapping really isn't worth it. It's just too much work. Seemed like a good idea at the time, though. I think I had had my rolling mill at that point. That was it. Okay. I'm getting a little too short on that wire to keep doing too much. Looks like I misjudged again. That's okay. Can add a little bit of wire in. I gotta go to the vape store tomorrow. I'm gonna have a heart attack. Starting to take shape. Is he okay? And I didn't get the feeling that like he wasn't that way. Just I had sent a email and a text to a number that they had given me there, and that was and I just got yeah. Yeah, I got a message back saying they would look at it and that they got the email. She really is. Uh, Just the nicest person. Like, I was a little jealous, I won't even lie, like, I look down and I see and I'm like, "Those look fucking perfect. How?" Her wire wraps that she was doing, um, I don't it's a specific style that she has, and you're back about 5 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. But it's I don't know, I love her style. It's it's been perfected. Whereas I have this thing about wanting to learn all these new things, kinda like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. She has absolutely mastered the cage wraps that I've seen her do. Um, wait, so she does well, I shouldn't be surprised. She does, you know, silversmithing as well. 'Cause we just really talked me and her had only talked about wire wrapping, but she's flawless. I can show you because I did something in that style yesterday, actually. Ow. It's right next to me. No, it isn't. Why isn't it? Um, okay. And she absolutely puts me to shame. The cage wrap method. That and this is one of the methods I remember seeing her do, but, like, mine is disorganized. Um, I have imperfections in my symmetry. I could go on and on about I could see the better quality by far in her work. It's something to aspire to. You. I'd met you before that, but I hadn't before that first gem show that I went to. I think I met you once at the farmer market before that, but I was still wire wrapping and I was just getting into melting metal to reuse it. And you had your setup there, and it it's cool. I mean, I can't explain what inspires my brain about certain things, but the fact that, you've got this setup that you can take with you, and it's got a torch and hammer and anvil and just it was magic to me. It was absolute magic. I didn't realize that first one that I knew you either, or that I at least I don't think I did. I just went to get stuff to wire wrap that first time. You can't even pretend like your setup there isn't awesome too, because it is. Or, so far at least. I can't even imagine how much work goes into setting all of that up. Splicing in wire can be a challenge. I'm gonna wait for you to refresh. To try and explain when you splice in wire, you wrap in between the coils. And then tightly cinch it back down. You have to be careful not to get cross like threaded though, because that will cause some real issues for you. And then the same trick as the last time, where you switch the wires from your wrapping detail wire from one core to the other. Ooh, I one way or the other, I'll see y'all. Like, even if I don't get into that show, like It's not like the Roots where the community has pissed me off. The gem and mineral shows usually always packed. I'll consider it lucky if I get in. So either way, I'll be seeing y'all. I kinda hope to get to see what she's up to with that. Because again, she's good at her style of wire wrapping. And a lot of people, including myself, will see that style and just be like, "It's simple." You. You were and can you refresh the stream or move the little thing forward? Maybe you can't. I get caught on that with my phone sometimes. But no, it was you. That was my first time. Technically, I had already met you, but I think you did the farmer market when we were still doing it in Lucky's, right? Oh, nothing. I'm just BSing with a friend and, you know, the normal, Iris, just the normal, as I wrap another heart pendant for Valentine's Day. But I'd been vending at the Lucky's Market for the later part of that season. I don't even know if it was still going on. I had maybe met you once there, and I saw you at my first Gem and Mineral show with your setup. I don't even think I had my roller yet. I might have, but at the time, any plans for that were simply, I have all this scrap silver that I'm starting to accumulate lying around that I'm not going to use. What am I going to do with it? And my thought was, well, I can melt it and then turn it back into new wire if I get this rolling mill. When I went to that gem and mineral show, I just saw a really cool setup and I was like, that could be really fun. I never thought it would turn into what it turned into. I also didn't recognize it was you. It wasn't until my second or third time there, second time that I recognized that it was for sure like, I know her. Because at that point, you had actually given me a couple pointers about soldering. Yes, yes, that is exactly what I was just referencing. Was I am horrible with faces and names, but the moment you gave me that advice, you were somebody who was like unforgettable. You had helped me a lot. Super appreciated. Boom. Okay. So now we have this like so. I'm going to bend that up a little bit out in that direction. And then I'm just going to kindly work it into a bale. I might as well just clip these wires at this point because they're pretty much done for now. Oh, Lindy, well, I guess not anymore, but like last year when you did it, you had more for your demo than I had in my entire bench. I just ended up getting some things since then. Like, I can't say that now that I've got the furnace and the casting set up and the microscope. Couldn't imagine trying to I would love to do that demo. Stone setting, professional, like well, not maybe not professional, but I am fairly okay for an amateur at stone setting at this point. That would be a real fun demo to do. Yeah, the lag is real. Iris, when you're lagging on your phone, how do you refresh the stream? I know I've seen people do it, but I don't know how it's done. That's not gonna work. So, I'm going to feed it through here, twist it around. Although normally I would twist it here or tie off here for a few minutes. Uh, the lag on streams is a horrible thing. Like that's something for any one of us who does sales. If you're doing an auction, you pretty much need to remind your people, like, hey, refresh because otherwise they'll end up thinking they won the auction because they didn't see the auction close when they bid or before they put in that last bid. However, I don't know how to instruct people to actually refresh the stream. I just know to tell them to do so. There we go. Welcome back, Lindy. And I will never forget you giving me that early advice on the difference between hard, medium, and easy solder, and how much of a "Oh, no, duh" moment it was for me because it was something that, like, once you explained it, it made perfect sense. Beforehand, I'd never figured it out. Alrighty. Now, I think we'll go with some 26 gauge this time. I know, it was. You've seen where I've gone since you gave me that. I don't know that the video quality matters that much on this particular stream, but okay. So now what I'm going to do is I just did this yesterday and I'm already like, how does this go again? Yes, there we go. Ain't that the truth? And heck, I can't make my life work if I don't have two large TVs for screens. I don't know how y'all make it work with just a 2 by 4 inch screen. Wow. Wait, pink polymer clay? What? Oh, oh wow. Sculpting the skeleton of a pagoda. Nice. Iris, when I get this package out, I've got a lot of stuff that I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with. No, I think, I mean, it may not be pink polymer clay, but it's polymer clay. Probably end up pink by the time she's done with it. Yes. Okay. And I could be wrong. What color are you going for, Iris? Okay, I need this tighter. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Lindy. I'll actually be putting a tutorial up here as much as any more A wire wrapping tutorial is a nightmare. Ha! Improvement too. Cool. I've also had these heart cuts for some time now. Well, and there's so much movement where it's easier to set a camera in place and keep focused on what I'm working on with fabrication compared to when I'm wire wrapping. I I have tried, and especially with my disability, it seems like once I do find a place to that I can stay and focus, I'm lucky if I can sustain that position with my body for an hour before it gets too painful to continue. Even now, with me being pretty lax about being in frame, I'm struggling with it. I've heard a lot of good things. Steven Universe, I've heard a lot of good things about this show. No. When did you send it? Was this recently? I've had a very trying week, month, 2024 and 2023 too, technically, but there is a good chance I missed it in some of that. I apologize, and I will go look. I no, no, I do. What the heck is wrong with me? I apologize. Oh, holy crud! I am so sorry. What? No, and I didn't see the November message either. Or fuck, did I gotta stop checking this when I wake up. I've been doing that a lot lately. You can find it on, other non plat yeah. Anyway, I use this. It is a one of those arms that attaches to a table, and it's about to fall apart. I've gone through too many. I've gone through too many different methods of tripods. Um, so far, they've all been under $70 and they burn out very quickly. Though so far this has been my favorite method of, or yeah, favorite camera, basically, tripod. Way of holding my phone. She had sent me a message a few days ago that I missed about how I wish I had an answer for you, Sarah, and I sincerely ask if you find a way, let me know. I have a theory, but I can't afford the system needed. Um, I have a feeling that if I had a bar attached to the walls up near my roof with a similar holder that was able to move across that, and then I could arrange the camera, it could be helpful, but I don't even know. It's a it's been a problem, and I'm sorry that I don't have a better answer than that. I just used a third arm. My favorite was when I had it connected to the back of my chair, though. That was really nice because then it just moved with my chair. And so I think for wire wrapping, that was the best setup I've found personally. Whatever happened to that one? No, that using a similar one still, I think. It's just attached to my desk now because it wouldn't attach to my chair anymore. And it doesn't work well for doing the fabrication videos. No, don't do this to me. You're about to find out phase. What was the cost on that, Lindy? Just out of curiosity, because I've been looking into options, but again, I have yet to find one anywhere near my affordable range. And perhaps I'm about to find out. Where did it go? Oh, I hate being colorblind to green. Red bullshit. Wah. Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, most of them won't follow you around still. I do like how this one rotates, though. So this wire here is looking a little chewed up, and since it's kind of like very front facing, I don't want that. I'm gonna try to straighten it out. It does not want to be straightened out with the nylon pliers. But I have this piece of foam, and I can take this piece of foam, I can bend it in half, grab a pair of my parallel action pliers, shove the piece of foam in, and then you can also kind of do this with a towel or your fingernails to a point. Hopefully, the polishing will solve any of the rest of that. Yeah, Iris, I jealous. I have never been able to spend more than $50, I think, or maybe I paid 60 for one of them for the whole camera, the holding setup. Uh, Although someday I do hope to get a friend of mine to help me build a better setup. It's just, it's a lot of work and time. Even for somebody who is like able bodied. Oh, even you having a budget of like $300 and help for 2 days could set up a dream system here for it to the point where I actually might even be or might then consider an upgrade to the camera, but again, too much work. Or you know what? Another dream setup that I don't see it ever happening, but it would be cool. And that's just having somebody around who's happy to walk around with the camera and just videotape what I do with it or making jewelry. And then, they then go edit that. Like that's the dream setup there. I just craft and someone else takes care of all the footage. My laziness knows no bounds. I don't know what that is. Thank you, Lindy. Iris. I don't know what that is, but you probably are correct. And the last bit, and by the way, I guess I kind of. How have we had like 5 people the entire time for the last 2 hours? No one's even like barely chatting. I can't be that entertaining. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. It's nice to have people to hang out with. I fully expect that. Okay, well, yeah, basically, I could use one of those. I know, right? Heck, I'm starving. I haven't eaten today. I've got to. As soon as I'm done wrapping this, I'm gonna have to go find me something to eat. Speaking of finding things, though, there's something more important that I have to find first, and that is a bead or two that I have been stashing away for some time. I swore I was going to use these. Like, I knew for a fact that I would end up using these eventually. So I held them. Now I just need to figure out where I put them. That is, I have these two, or I'm not two, I have quite a few of them. They're ruby beads, very small ruby beads. Oh, we need to have a conversation, you and I. I did. Um, that reminds me, I actually wanted to ask, those 2 look a little, like, really good. Hello. You have a hole all the way through you, or yes, you do. Okay. Theoretically, I'm willing to entertain you. Give me a second to find where I put that box, and also look for these rubies. Oh. By the way, thank you for that box because it's my favorite type of gem box. Uh, Negative. Negative. I have way too many boxes of rocks and stuff. Possibly. Would not be surprised to find some of the beads I'm looking for in this. Since I'm already standing, I I could tell that they were harvested, but did any of them come out of gold? Because one of them, or 2 of them, a pair of them, opals, if they came out anything other than gold, then I'm a little shocked. Or they're synthetic. They are very nice looking. Um, and they're definitely not Ethiopian material. Those pairs. I'll get a better look at them. Those 2 are natural. The amethysts look natural. And the garnet, I believe those are, but none came out of gold. Okay, they're probably synthetic, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just was wondering because I didn't get a very long look at them. Okay, what are you feeling like a vill? Whoa, that should not just be hanging out anywhere. Please don't make me go all the way into my living room. I do very much love opals. I knew it. I was gonna say I had way too many of these things laying around for all of them to just vanish. It just was not possible. Ow. And even better score, it appears that some are emeralds. So with this being ruby zoisite, the ruby and emerald will just look so good together. So I'm gonna take two of the small ruby beads. I'm gonna put them on either side of the emerald bead, or one of the emerald beads. Yeah. There we go. So emerald in the middle and two rubies. Definitely natural. And they fit. So now just to work the magic of how to get them to stay. I love opal so much. Possibly as much as I love moonstone, which some of you might ask, like, well, if you love moonstone as so much, why is it that you don't work with it as much as you work with opal? Because I don't want you to have my moonstone. My moonstone. And moonstone, good moonstone's expensive as heck. But and that's exactly what I thought too, Lindy. I think they're all natural except for the two that you call out as well. Perfection. I have a feeling once I'm done doing the antiquing and polishing on this, which will probably be at some point tomorrow, because I'm starving and I'm gonna need to cook for myself. Because I just can't afford to. It came down to cooking for myself or Monster. And I'll be honest, if it came down between eating or Monster, I'd still probably choose the Monster most days. And that is today's pendant. Thank you for hanging out with me, everybody. There's one thing I put before my monster, and that's my, like, housing. And now I have 2, and soon we'll have many. Ooh, you have fun with that, Iris. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. It was fun. Lindy, thanks for, chatting. And the opals. I'm actually looking forward I haven't even gotten to open this yet. So I'm looking forward to it. Will, thank you for coming by and hanging out. Glad you enjoyed it. Everyone, have a wonderful week. I will try to get an actual video up. I've got all the footage for this piece from me doing the lapidary work to the silversmithing, and so it's like I think it was 2.5 hours of footage that I gotta somehow get down to 10, 15 minutes, so I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will see you again in the next live stream. Should be Friday, but you never know. I do like pulling these early ones. Uh, sure, Lindy. I'll shoot you a text. Talk later, everyone. Be safe out there.